I know we've all had that feeling where we're trying to say something, but it's on the tip of our tongue, but we just can't remember. Imagine walking around and living like this every day. Believe it or not, many people struggle with this. They all struggle with an ailment called dementia. Dementia can simply be put as rapid memory loss over a long period of time. So today I will present to you exactly what dementia is, the struggles that people go with every day that suffer from dementia, and I'll also show you some new avenues that are being explored with dementia, some different types of treatments that are trying to be developed. So first off, what exactly is dementia? Basically, dementia is rapid memory loss over time. A doctor would probably put it as basically all the chemical messengers and neurons in your brain, they're not working properly anymore. So to kind of give you a mental image here, this brain on here is an affected brain and a normal brain. So on the normal brain, you'll see it's more tight and put together, and this one is a lot of space in between. So the chemical messages in your brain, which control a lot of your memory, they're not able to travel as easily anymore. And here, you don't really have a long way for these messages to travel, but over here it's a very long way for them to travel, so it makes it very difficult. So another thing people struggle with is hallucinations. Now, I've kind of been able to experience a lot of this dementia stuff firsthand. My great grandmother, who passed away a few years ago, actually, she had very, very bad dementia, and it might seem funny, but every day she would wake up and everything would be fine, and then you'd just be sitting there with her, and she would be like, "Tyler, these monkeys are chasing me." I mean, what are you talking about, Nanny? And when I started doing some research of this, I finally kind of got a better understanding. A lot of people will see like animals are very popular. My grandmother was a Christian too, and she used to talk about, oh, God's coming to take me away, or she would see a dead relative or an old friend, all kinds of stuff. But the best thing for us as family members, friends, as professionals in that situation, not to kind of like look down on them, don't like scold them, though, like, why are you seeing that? But we should just kind of not go along with it, but just go along with it basically, and not try to put them down. Because another thing that they struggle with, which I'm about to get to, is they're very, very emotional. People with dementia, for some reason, I cannot find in research, but they're very emotional, they're very fragile. It's like the slightest little thing can kind of set them off. And so basically, just tread your water very closely and don't try to be like angry with them or mean with them. Just try to treat them like a normal person. Some things you can do to help. You can, people with dementia, they're kind of like someone with OCD. You're going to want to keep a really clean environment wherever they're staying at, whether that's in a nursing home, whether they're staying at home with you, whatever the case may be. You want to try to keep a clutter-free area. You want to try to keep them on a tight schedule, which brings me to another point. So with memory loss, they're not going to be able to remember to, let's say, brush their teeth, or they're going to have very poor hygiene. Their clothes will even not match sometimes. So that's pretty much it for the memory loss side of things. My next point would be, what do they struggle with? So I kind of touched on that already, but they struggle with getting up in the morning. What's the first thing they need to do? They need to get up and maybe eat breakfast. So they're probably not going to forget to eat, but they can't really prepare the food for themselves. So maybe like Monday, have the same thing every Monday. So let's say you're going to have toast and a glass of orange juice on Monday. Try to keep that the same, because that's going to help these chemical messages and neurons and things in the brain fire away rapidly. And it's not going to repair them, but it surely will help, and it'll put the person with dementia at ease a lot easier. So other things they might struggle with besides staying on schedule and remembering to do things, even if they remember to do something, they're probably not going to complete it all the way, or it's going to be done very poorly. So now that we've covered the memory loss and what dementia is and the things that these people struggle with, I'm sure a lot of you have questions about, can it be treated? So a lot of people think dementia is a disease. However, it's not a disease. There's nothing, there's not a certain cause of it. They can't find a certain cause of it. There are a lot of different types of treatments, but you're not going to 100% cure this thing. It's going to be there forever. It's basically going to slowly kill you. It's like a cancer. It's very close to a cancer, but researchers and doctors just haven't been able to find anything. But I was doing some research, and the National Association for Alzheimer's over in the United Kingdom, they actually started trials with some blood plasma stuff, which is blood plasma has cured a lot of things. They found some success with it, but wasn't 100%. And then actually, I think it was like last week, I was reading an article on the Washington Post about those blood plasma trials, and they're basically telling people to be very careful with it, because when we get older, because dementia patients are usually a lot older. They're usually not young. Very rare that they'll be young, and when we get older, we're very fragile. Change is not good when you're older. Okay, you're gonna want to just tread very lightly with that. There's dozens of medicines. One I want to highlight for you guys is called Memantine. Basically, what it does is it helps all these chemical messages, helps them get transmitted easier. It's not a cure. It doesn't stop the disease, but it basically slows it down just enough to where that person with dementia can kind of live a halfway normal life. So in conclusion, dementia it's so comparable to cancer, it's crazy. And millions of researchers and scientists want to find a cure to this thing so we can stop it in its tracks. So thank you guys for joining me today, and I'll just leave you with one thing. A lot of people struggle with dementia. I'm sure you all have a relative out there. So next time you're sitting with them and they're hallucinating or they can't remember your name, let's not laugh at them. Let's lend a helping hand and just be there. Remember that they won't be there forever. Thank you.